so I'm not too sure what they're doing. So just to go over that question about the sports. So on the sports, obviously it's a lot quicker motion. You do want to shoot a fairly quick shutter speed, depending on the sport and the actual image that you're after, and obviously depends on your camera a little bit, but you're shooting at the lower, or the quickest shutter speed on the lower end, so it will be like 1/4000th of a second. And then obviously if you're shooting landscape or portraits, there still is a little bit of movement even then, so you shoot at 1/160th of a second a lot of the time. And these are just guidelines. Obviously you'll play around with your camera and your settings depending on the light, but they're just some guidelines to go off. And just to demonstrate it, is there anybody who wants a demonstration? Make sure they've got the right camera settings, and I can do a quick little demonstration to show you how it goes.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yep, I'll grab you up, Kayleen. So as you can see, I've got it on the TV or the shutter priority. It'll be TV on mine, or it's S on most of your guys. And just to show the difference in motion and light, I will do the extremes. So that's 1/8 of a second, and I'll lens caps on. I'll get you to hold that one. And just on the front right. Yep. If you just press that one there.
Okay.
Look through the back.
Yep.
And then if you change the settings, actually take that again. I'll do some movement for you.
Okay.
And then I'll change the settings. As you can see by the image, the hands are quite blurry. And feel free, if you've got your camera on these settings, to go 1/1/8 of a second, take some photos, and you'll see the blurry hands. And then if we change the settings for you, you don't have to go to the full extreme on this one, but that's 1/2000th of a second, so that's super quick. And I'll get you to just wait till I'm. And then if you look at the image there, it's much more clearer.
Oh, that's much better.
But obviously it's a lot darker as well because you're not letting as light in, it's just very quick. So we probably went a little too far on that one. And that's why there's no set rules with photography. It definitely just depends on you.
So just trial and error with it.
Yeah. And these are just guidelines to know what you actually do. If you want the clearer image, it's a little blurry, you can go a quicker shutter speed, and so on. So does that understand the question?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to play around with my camera.
Yeah, no worries. Alright, thank you. And again, if anybody else wants demonstrations, please come up and I can show you. And now we'll move on to the next little topic, which is ISO. Now ISO is basically, it measures the sensitivity of the image sensor. So when you're changing the ISO, you're changing how sensitive your camera is to the light. Where you can see this on your camera, it's a little bit easier than the other one. There's no TV, AV, S shutter speed, and these are all handouts, so once you go away, you'll have the sheets to refer to as well if it's going, if you're getting a little confused. ISO on your camera, making it nice and simple, this one, and you can shoot this, change this, as long as it's not fully auto, TV, AV, manual, whatever settings, whichever mode you want to shoot in is fine. But ISO is actually represented on your camera as ISO, so that'll either be on the top, right hand side as shown there, or it will be on the back, but it will have a big ISO next to it. And again, you just change how sensitive you want it to press the ISO button, and then you scroll left or right. Left goes down, which makes it less sensitive. Right, the higher the number, the more sensitive it is. So if the image is too dark, you can change the ISO, go up to say 800 or 400, whichever, to get the right setting and make it more sensitive to light. Which, as you can see on the screen there, on the scale, 50 ISO, less sensitive, that's on the extreme scale end of it. 6400 is very sensitive to light. The lower will capture less light, the higher captures more light. There's more light needed for good exposure, less light needed for good exposure. The other thing to keep in mind when dealing with ISO is when you're shooting lower, it is more difficult because you need more natural light and more light, but it also means if you shoot lower ISO, so it's less sensitive, you also get a better image, it's less grainy, Whereas if you're shooting on the other extreme in situations where there's not much light, you may get a more grainy image, which basically these images here have same shutter speed and aperture, which we've learned before, but a different ISO. You can see that's 100, darker, getting slightly lighter, lighter again, and lighter. Sorry about the image quality, but it's more to show the effect it has on light and the actual sensitivity to the light. Now that we've gone through those three subjects, we will just do a quick Q&A just to go over them. If you don't know, we'll split you up into the two groups again. So if there is any questions, or if you don't know the answer to any of these, this is fine. I just want to revise and go over what we learned today, just to make sure it's sunk in. If there is anything that isn't sunk in, I'm happy to go over it again, so don't feel bad if you guys don't know the answer. But I'll split you up into two groups and we'll see how we go.
Thank you.